Uh, Thank you. Thank you very much. Once again, we are here again in Brazil. Estamos aqui no Brasil. This time around, we are going to speak with the president of Ifa Council, Chief SOLAGBADE POPOOLA. With us here today, he's going to speak with us in Brazil, speak with us in Nigeria, speak with us around the world. Mais uma vez estamos aqui com o nosso grandíssimo Babalaú, né? O presidente, né? O Conselho Nacional, né? Do Ifa da Nigéria. É uma pessoa extremamente sábia, né? Ele vai nos guiar um pouco hoje, vai falar sobre Ifa e sobre tudo. Vamos que vamos, e estamos com Chief SOLAGBADE POPOOLA. I will use the opportunity to thank you, sir, for honoring our call.
You're welcome.
We are calling you from Brazil. I'm Adeyinka Olaiya. I'm not just the one calling you. Brazil is calling you. The Latin America, where I'm quite sure you are used to calling you. Thank you very much.
Very much.
Your camera is a bit okay, sir. Okay, thank you very much, sir. No, please. Another camera back.
Okay.
It's okay like this, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh.
We are very grateful. We are very happy for your presence here. Júbà àwọn tó láyé o, mo júbà akọ́dà o, èmi Adéyínká mo júbà ṣẹ̀dá o. Àwọn tó mo jù lọ, àwọn tó jù mí lọ, mo júbà oyè onú ìṣẹ́ẹ̀dì. Ẹjọ́jú wá ṣe o. Bàbá o, ẹ ṣeun o. Sir, ẹjọ́, before we go ahead, please say hello to our audience here in Brazil, our audience in Nigeria, our audience around the world. Please, a lot of them are really waiting to hear from you.
Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are hearing me and wherever you are seeing this program. It is my pleasure to be around here, and it's my pleasure to be with you all. May Olodumare continue to bless and elevate us all. Thank you very much for inviting me on this program. I'm very grateful to be here.
Thank you very much, sir. Ele está mandando saudações aos brasileiros, os nigerianos, o mundo todo. Está praticamente agradecendo, né, a oportunidade de poder estar aqui conosco e falar um pouco sobre Ifa, sobre acontecimento em geral. Ele é o presidente do Conselho Ifa da Nigéria. É uma pessoa extremamente grandiosa. Eu respeito muito e thank you very much, sir. Ẹ ṣeun, mo dúpẹ́ o. Èdè mẹ́ta ni mò ń gbé papọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ nítorí àwọn àsọ ní Gẹ̀ẹ́sì, àsọ ní Yorùbá, àtúnsọ ní èdè Pọtugí. Káwọn ará Pọtugí wa kọ́, ìgbà tí mo ní a máa gbà yín lálejò ni wọ́n dùn gidi gan. Wọ́n lè ṣe àwọn ìbéèrè wọn. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹ ṣe mọ̀, ipò tẹ́ jẹ́, ẹni tẹ́ jẹ́ nínú ìṣẹ̀ṣe, èèyàn ńlá kàbìtì ní ẹni tá gbọ́dọ̀ máa wò pé Ṣọlágbadé Pópóọlá ẹ jọ èmi Adéyínká tí bá ní kí n béèrè lọ́wọ́ yín pé tá tiẹ̀ ní Chief Ṣọlágbadé Pópóọlá, se tenho que perguntar para ele quem é o chefe, quem é o Ṣọlágbadé Pópóọlá, who is Chief Ṣọlágbadé Pópóọlá.
Thank you very
English,
much.
you can use Yoruba, you can use whichever one you want to use.
Ṣọlágbadé Pópóọlá ni ààrẹ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn ẹlẹ́sìn Ifá káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Ọdẹ tí wà ní ipò ààrẹ yẹn tí ó ti di ọdún 7 ó lé. Ṣọlágbadé Pópóọlá is the president of the International Council for Ifa Religion the world over, and have been paddling the boat of the organization in the last 7 years or so. So, and our major assignment is to regulate the practice of Ifa and Ekiti and to ensure that it continues to grow higher and higher at every stage, and we have been able to achieve that successfully. I remember that in 2014, we have about 180 million people practicing Ifa all over the world. In April last year, April 2021, we are having 350 million people practicing Ifa and Orisha all over the world. And that places Ifa as the number 6 biggest religion in the world now. That is something that we are proud of. And we want to continue to do it. And incidentally, up till this time, Brazil still has the highest number of Ifa Orisha devotees on earth. And that is why we need to pay our respect to Brazil.
Thank you very, very much, sir. Ele está dizendo o tamanho, a forma que Ifa tem crescendo o mundo todo. Milhares das pessoas que hoje são fiéis à tradição de Ifa, né? E por esse motivo, ele está agradecendo o Brasil pelo que o Brasil tem demonstrando na prática de Ifa, mundo todo. Inú àwọn ti Brazil náà máa dùn sí pé àwọn ń gbọ́ pàápàá jùlọ bẹ́ ṣe kí wọn, torí ìṣe kékeré nǹkan tó ń ṣe níbí báyìí nípa Ifá dé, nípa òrìṣà lápapọ̀ kì í ṣe nǹkan kékeré. Ẹ ṣeun. Sáà, àwọn ìbéèrè ó pọ̀ lóríṣiríṣi, torí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìbéèrè ló ń wọlé sórí aago mi báyìí pàápàá jùlọ lórí Ifá òrìṣà worship ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ìbéèrè mi sà ó ní wípé kí tiẹ̀ ni, torí tábà lọ tábà bọ̀, èmi onífá, èmi olórìṣà, ṣé ìyàtọ̀ ń bẹ ni àbí máa ṣe tiẹ̀ kí n máa ṣe tèmi ni? Torí ó dàbí ní pé ìgbà tí mo bèèrè lọ́wọ́ yín sìn, Ifá lẹ dárúkọ, tàbádẹ̀ wò lọ́tún lósì wọ́n á ní Ifá ń gbayé lọ, á ní amúnimọ̀nà, ṣá ní Ifá amúnimọ̀nà, wọ́n ní àtúrí ẹni tí ò sunwọ̀n ṣe, níbo lòrìṣà wá wà?
Okay, Eshe. You see, when you want to talk about Ifa, Ifa is the compendium of all the stories of the Orishas, Irumole and Olodumare. So there is no way you are going to talk about Ifa without talking about Orisha. There is no way you are going to talk about Ifa without talking about Irumole. There is no way you are going to talk about Ifa without talking about Olodumare. Because Ifa is the direct speech of Olodumare. And Ifa is the library, the encyclopedia of all the activities of the Orishas and the Irumole here on earth. So there is no way you can separate the two. Remember that as an Ifa priest, Ogun is Ogun to me. And as Olorisha, Ogun is Ogun. It is the same Ogun. And if you want to know the deep story of Ogun, you have to go into Ifa. If you want to know the deep story of Shango, you have to go into Ifa. Even if you want to know the deep story of Obatala, you are going to find it only in Ifa. If somebody tells you anything without referring to Ifa, that is someone's invention. Because the only way you can get all this information is to go to the compendium, and that is Ifa. So there is no way we are going to talk about Orisha without talking about Ifa, because they are the same. Remember that Ifa is not a personality. Ifa is an art. Ifa is the words. Ifa is the proclamation. It is nothing. And that is why you see that Ifa is the only thing that Yoruba people practice that has no icon. All the things that we use in Ifa, they are all tools. We don't have icons. When you see the icon of Ogun, you will know this is the icon of Ogun. When you see the icon of Shango, you will know this is the icon of Shango. Obaluaye, Nonobuku, Oya, Oshosi, Oshun. You will know these are their icons. But in the case of Ifa, it has no icon. When you talk of Opele, Opele is a tool. When you talk of Ikin, Ikin is a tool. When you talk of Opoinpa, it is a tool. When you talk of Ajere, Ajere is a tool. When you talk of Iyere, Iyere is a tool. So Ifa has no icon because Ifa is the one that binds all the Orisha and the Irumole together. And it is the direct speech of Olodumare himself. If you want to know the story of Olodumare, you can only know it in Ifa. If you want to know the history of Orunmila himself, you will know it in Ifa. Ifa is not Orunmila, and Orunmila is not Ifa. But Orunmila is the person who brought Ifa knowledge to us. Orunmila was the Abinga of Ifa. So you can see that we cannot separate the two. And that's why we are talking of Ifa Orisha. Because there is no way you can separate them. Even when you want to talk about Ori, you will only know the story of Ori in Ifa. Because there is no way you will tell me that you want to know anything about Yoruba cosmology, Yoruba cosmogony, without going into Ifa. It is Ifa that will tell you everything about it. How the world started, how human being was created. All the things that are factual in this world, you can only know about it through Ifa. That is the difference. This is where it is important for us to know so much about Ifa, because the more you know about Ifa, the better for you.
The network is bad. Are you hearing me, sir? Okay. Very good. Thank you very much, sir. Your explanation is extremely deep.
At lose the audio, no more audio.
I'm hearing you. Just a minute. I'm hearing you.
I can't hear you.
Just a minute. Let me see. Let me see what's going on here.
I can't hear you again.
Check your okay. Are you hearing me now, sir? Are you hearing me? I'm hearing you.
I can't hear you.
But I'm hearing you. It's from your phone. I think it's from your. I'm hearing you properly.
I can't hear your voice anymore.
Just a minute, sir. Just a minute. Let me remove it. What's going on here? Wow. I'm hearing him properly. Maybe he has to come in again. Wow. A lot of people are already. You might have to come in again, sir. Okay.
You now.
Now,
Yes, I can hear you
are you
now.
hearing me? Yeah, I
Yes,
think
I
it's
can hear you now.
it's from your end, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes.
Sir,
So I have to re-enter.
I thought as much. You have been you gave a very complex and very deep definition of Ifa. O que ele nos explicou agora é um pouquinho mais profundo, né? Sobre a definição real do Ifa, né? Ele diz que o Ifa praticamente é responsável pelo tudo, que nada se define sem Ifa, que a Orixá também não se define sem Ifa, que Ifa praticamente um compêndio, aquele que define o Ori, que o Ifa é apenas que tem um material, né? Que não é uma que nem é o Numilá. Ifa é o Numilá trouxe, mas ele não é o Ifa. Que o Ifa praticamente é o que está por cima de tudo. Então, ele deu uma explicação um pouco, né, profunda, né, sobre o que Ifa representa. Né? So, I will confess that I don't know where to start now because of the definition you give of Ifa. If I should ask you to give me the same definition of as you gave me of Ifa now, can you give me the same of Orisha, sir?
Yes. Orisha.
Yes, sir.
Let us Orisha. Those are the people whose Ori are specially chosen. And Orisha da, their Ori are chosen them specially because of their activities on earth. That is why they are in this world. And everything that they had done to give them that position had been recorded in Ifa. So because it had been recorded, that is why we can now emulate them. For example, we even know what they needed to eat because of the fact that everything had been recorded. For example, you will see that there is no part of this world that has no Orisha. The way we do the Orisha, they may be different, but there is no part of the world without Orisha. Among the Yoruba people, we give Orisha the food that they love most when they are on earth. And that's why when they tell you, you need to go and propitiate Ogun, you give Ogun dog, because that was the favorite food of Ogun when it was on earth. But let us look at Brazil. Look at your currency. You will see that they have put the picture of some great men in the country there. They put it there for us to remember. That is the way we remember our Orisha. Secondly, you can see that in the West and in Latin America, they love flowers so much. Yeah. That is why you see that every time they have a designated place that you go and place flowers. And when you put the flowers there, it means that you have done what the people love. If I'm in love with a girl and I've not given the girl a flower, the girl will not consider me as serious. But the moment you have gone there to give flower to the girl, then the girl will know that yes, you really mean business. That is to show you that we give the Orisha what they love. And we also do it here on earth. And we do it all over the world. We use images, we use carvings for our Orisha. But in the West and Latin America, yes, they use carvings, but now they use tattoos. And where they did not use tattoos, they will put the head of somebody they consider a national leader on the currencies that they spend. So that is how we venerate this Orisha. So Orisha, they are the people that we need to emulate. For example, if I am Oshun devotee, and something happens to me, the best way for me to do is to go and find out if it had happened to Oshun, how would Oshun react? The moment I know how Oshun will react, that is what is expected of me to do. And that is when I can say that I am an Oshun devotee. We need to do how we feel that the deity that we are affiliated to will react. And then we have done the right thing. That is it. And that is why you find out that we hardly make mistakes. How will I know what Oshun will do under any condition? I have to go into Ifa. Then I will find out from the stories of Oshun how Oshun reacted. For example, how did Oshun react to barrenness? When she was barren, how did she react? When people were falsely accusing her of what she knew nothing about, what did she do? Did she place a curse on them? Did she start war against them? Did she use expletives? But no. Oshun offered Ebo, and Oshun used rational thinking to solve the problem. It means that when you are wrongly accused, under any condition, use rational thinking and offer Ebo, the problem will be solved. That is what we know about the Orisha, based on what Ifa had told us.
Wow. So, today I'm just taking a lecture. let me just put it that way. Today I'm taking a lecture today, and I think you will still have to. We cannot finish it today. I'm very sure. Sir, my worry now is who actually is Onifa and who's Olorisha?
Okay. Anyone that you have seen using Opele and Ikin, they are the Onifa. And they are also called Babalawo or Yanifa. Anyone using Opele and Ikin only, they are the Onifa and they are the Babalawos. Anyone that you see using 16 cowries, using water, because there are some people who use water to predict. There are some people who use glasses. There are some people who use the sand. They are all Adasha or Olorisha. We still have some group of people, yes, we still have some group of people who do not use any of those things, who use only Osayin. They are the Adamshe. We have people who use their knowledge of herbs and roots, Onishegun. We have people who do things according to their intuition. Those are the people that we call Awosun Shekan. So we have all of them like that. But the bottom line is that they all have one thing or the other to do with Isheshi. The moment you see them, then you know. And don't forget that some people do Isheshi and Ifa as profession. They are different from those who do it as faith. They are not the same. When you do it as profession, for example, if you are a Babalawo as your profession, you can be a Christian, you can be a Muslim, you can be a Buddhist, you can be a Confucius, it doesn't matter. Because Ifa to you is business, your profession. But if it is your faith, then it means that that is where you want to talk to your Olodumare. That is where you want to be judged in the end by Olodumare. So that is the difference. It is faith. That is where your spirituality lay. And you will see that you need to also continue to find out every step that you want to take. What does Ifa say? How do I react? When Ifa tells you, Fireball, feed Ogun, you have to go and feed Ogun. Feed Obaluaye, you have to go and feed Obaluaye. In order for you to succeed. Remember that what Ifa told us is that if we die, Olodumare will not ask you how many goats have you sacrificed, have you slaughtered for Ifa. It doesn't concern Olodumare. Olodumare does not want to know how many rams you have slaughtered for Shango. Olodumare is not interested in how many hens did you give to Osun. What Olodumare is interested in is how many people are supposed to cry that you have made to smile. That is what concerns Olodumare. And that is the one that you have to hold on to. It means that at all times, you must be able to leave this world better than the way you have met it. That is the joker. That is what makes you to declare that Ife and Orisha is your faith.
Sir, you've been able to stress some profound some definitions of Orisha and Ifa.
Yes.
Now, I will, because questions are coming in. Well, before I start asking these questions, I just want to clear a few things. You made mention of those that use Iki
Yes.
and Okwele
Yes.
as Unifa, and
Yes.
the one that use cowries as the one that use cowries are the Erin, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, they use glasses, they use all sorts of possibilities to make their own divination system. So, then in recent times, we've been witnessing a mixture of Olorisha and Onifa.
Yeah.
You know, we've been seeing when you see Olorisha, after a while, you go into Ifa verses and use even Ifa or even use Okpele or thereabout. What do you have to say to that? To this, is it normal or you think it's a conflict of?
Remember that Ifa requires intensive training. Whether you are Olorisha or you are a Muslim or you are a Christian, as long as you can undergo the training and then you know the 256 odus, even if it is 4 stanzas that you memorize in each, then you can come back and tell the world that, yes, I am Onifa. It is because you already have information in Ifa, then you can use it. If you are Olorisha and you did not study Ifa, you cannot call yourself Onifa. You have to study it. It is when you study it that you can call yourself Onifa. That is the thing. That is what is important there.
So I will go a bit into Portuguese. Let me explain to my Brazilian audience.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Ele está nos explicando a diferença entre o Ifa e Orixá. Está dizendo que, embora você pode até estar praticando ambos, mas só que para que você possa ser reconhecida como uma pessoa Ifa, você precisa ter estudos um pouco mais profundos, né? Para saber, porque Ifa ele precisa de estudos bastante que você, né? E também, de qualquer forma, sendo uma pessoa que pratica, não quer dizer que você é um sacerdote, né? Tem pessoa que realmente trabalha, né? Trabalhar com isso não quer dizer que você é. Você trabalha, você pode ser cristão, muçulmano, o que seja, mas você trabalha na área. Se você não é comparado a uma pessoa que realmente é um sacerdote, né? Que a diferença entre essas funções. Ele está dizendo que hoje no Brasil, né, como a gente tem visto, né, pessoas têm várias formas de praticar, né? Hoje você pode ser tradicionalista, pode ser o Luixá, que é o Erindílogo, e também pode estar misturado com outras coisas. Mas o que isso não quer dizer que você está só praticando. que tem diferença, que a gente precisa definir o Lurixá, que é né, tipo, candomblessista, né? E o Nifá, né? Que é um sábio. Então, ele está nos explicando essas diferenças. Né? Thank you very much, sir, for the. I try to explain in my own way
Yes.
to my Brazilian. I know it hasn't been easy actually, but there are some words in even in the I have to check again before I get them in right in Portuguese. Yeah. So, you are a very significant person in this practice. You are an icon. You know, somebody that is taking this thing up daily. We all know your exceptional contribution to Sheshe, not just in Nigeria, even in the Americas. You are someone that has, you know, you have, I'd rather say you have preached the word along the Americas. Sir, recently, we had Oduagbaye, how do I say it? For that came out in Oketase, and which was different from the one that came in Ado, making it two. Sir, let's assume as a novice, like Brazilians ask you, and as Onifa, how do I handle the two?
Thank you. Remember that the one that we do in Ado Ekiti, it is not strictly for Babalawo. It is for those who have Ifa and Orisha temples all over the world. They are the people who see Ifa and Orisha as their faith. Okay. And whatever we say there, whatever you need to do, you will do it in your temple. Okay. It is different from the one in Ile-Ife. In Ile-Ife, it is meant for those who see Ifa as their profession. And
as
then
their
they
profession.
will do, yes, they will
no, sir. You have just explained to me.
Yes.
Working in the area, or you are a Muslim, you are a Christian, you are working with it is a profession.
Okay, let me tell you how you can understand it.
Okay.
When you have an Islamic temple, which is mosque,
okay,
anything that happens there, then you know you are doing it because it is your faith. And that is why in Ifa temples and Orisha temples, anything we do there, it is because it is our faith. But if I am a cleric, an alpha, who studied the Quran and the Hadith and all the other books, and you come to my house and I give you predictions and you want to offer certain sacrifices, you are doing it with me because it is my profession. That is not what the person will do inside a mosque. So in Ekiti, what we are doing is what we expect people to go and do in their various temples. And then the one in Ile-Ife, those are professional babalawos. And that is why you find out that it is being coordinated by the Council of Araba and Oluawu. Okay. Because it is being coordinated. I am Oluwola myself, but I do not carry the flag of Oluwola into the International Council for Ifa Religion. I carry the flag of an Ifa devotee who wants Olodumare to judge me through the commandments in Ifa. Why I am following the dictates, the ethics, the morals of Ifa. And that is where I want to base my judgment. That's why I want to base my faith. Remember that we are now talking of spirituality here. When you give birth to a child today, that child has no religion. Is that not so?
Yes.
The child will only follow the religion of the parents. That is where religion and spiritism is different. But the child who has no religion has spiritism. So what we are now saying is that religion is the story of leaders of old, while spiritism is what you have derived from all those stories. That is what you are going to use to guide and guard your life. So what we do in Ekiti is to draw us closer to the Irumole, to draw us closer to Orisha, to draw us closer to Olodumare, and to base our faith, our belief, our reliance on the achievements of all those Orishas and the Irumoles. That's what we do in Ekiti. In Ile-Ife, these are professionals, fantastic, profound professionals. There is no argument about it. But it is not their faith. When you want to talk of spiritism, it is Ado-Ekiti. Professionalism, it is Ile-Ife. So they are not the same. But if Ifa is revealed.
Sir, I will interrupt you a bit because it's interactive. I think I have to interact with you a bit. As you are, I can see you have touched sensitive areas. You know.
Yes.
We cannot talk of Ifa without Ife and Ado-Ekiti. We know that tabak tó wá ní wáṣẹ ara fẹ irú Adó àwọn irúfẹ́ ara Adó Akérédolú ṣọgbọ́n Abolódùmarè ṣọlọ́gbọ́gba. If you have to define Orunmila, the journey to now, are you saying that the journey he had in Ifa, I mean, Oṣoríire, Ado-Ekiti, gidi gan. I mean,
let us look at it from this angle. There is no Irumole on earth that did not land in Ile-Ife before they moved to their various destinations, because Ile-Ife is the airport of all the Irumoles. All of them landed at Ile-Ife. And then it is from there that they move to their various destinations. That is what Ifa says in Ejiogbe, where Ifa was telling us about Ori, throwing them in different places. It was Ori that threw Orunmila into Okegeti. Okegeti is in Ado-Ekiti. It is the same Ori that threw Oshun to Igede. It is the same Ori that threw Oshaoko to Irawoland. It is Ori that threw Shogo to Koso. It is Ori that threw Ogun to Ire. So they all have their various locations. When Orunmila was in Ile-Ife, Orunmila was nothing more than a Babalawo. You cannot point to any specific achievement except that he was Babalawo and he was practicing the fact. But when Orunmila got to Ado-Ekiti, Orunmila became the Ewe of Ado-Ekiti, which was the Oba. He gave birth to 8 children, and all the 8 children became Obas. 5 of them in Ekiti, 2 in Osun, 1 in Ondo. And those are children that they know that they are not the children of Odudua. They know they are children of Orunmila, and they are still there till today. Olawa is the last child among them. Alawa is the first child. They are all children of Orunmila. So you can see the journey is, when we want to be truthful, we know the journey of this young knowledge. You cannot tell me that Oniri of Ire is a child of Odudua. Of course not. He is a child of Ogun. Ogun never became Oba in Ire, but his son became Oba. And all those who had been Onire, they are all children of Ogun. When you talk of all these other places. That is the way they are. So you can see when Orunmila went to Ekiti, Orunmila was using more of declarations. And when we talk of declarations, that is where the teaching, the purest, most esoteric teaching of Orunmila is. It does not cast Ifa for anyone because it is declaration. Let me give you an example. Orunmila says it is all vanity, and I responded, it is all vanity. What about the dance that we went into in the presence of a blind man? The students of Orunmila said it was a fantastic dance. Orunmila said it's all vanity because they never saw it. Ifa says it is vanity, and I chorus that it is all vanity. What about the song that we chanted in the presence of a deaf and dumb? They said it was fantastic. Orunmila said it is all vanity because it never had. Orunmila said it's all vanity, and I responded. What about the secret love that we made to another man's wife? They said it was all interesting. That it's all vanity because you can only catch death. Yeah. That even the child that comes out of that illicit affair is not yours. Then those people said, how can you say that? I can go there and claim my child. And Orunmila said, no, you cannot. And it is the owner of the head that is the owner of the hair that grew there. That is one. Two, and that if somebody came to your house and stole something in your house, and the person now used the money that they are stolen to build a house, and you caught the person, who is the owner of that house? Is it the thief or the person whose belonging was stolen? That is the kind of declaration that we are talking about. And you can only get it in Ekiti. That is when you go to the Babalawos in Ekiti, those are the kind of declarations that you will find from them. It is different from Adifafun. Adifafun is another school of thought entirely, when things are stabilized. But when you want to know the root information of Ifa, those are the declarations that we must go into. So Ifa is not as simple as you think. There are so many schools of thought in Ifa. I've just shown you the Ekiti school of thought. What you find there is different from Oyo Osun school of thought. It is different from Egbado school of thought. They are not the same. But you need to know all of these things in order to understand. So what I'm saying is that when you want to study the deepest form of Ifa, it is in Ekiti, Ondo, even in Benin, some aspect of Benin. That is it, because there you will not see them telling you that no, somebody went to Orunmila. No, this is pure academic training session that Orunmila had done on that. So when we go to Ekiti, we are going to the source where all of these things had happened, where Orunmila had been able to perform miracles, and we are going there because we want to share part of these miracles with Orunmila and the other Irumole. That's why we are going there. It is fantastic. But when we talk of where did the world start from, of course, it is Ile-Ife. Nobody can argue that. Because if you argue it, it is blind argument. That is where the world started from. But when it comes to Ifa, the real seat of Ifa, the real home of Ifa, it is Ado-Ekiti in Okegeti. That is it.
And yeah, sir, I will let you know something, sir.
Yes.
In fact, you have revealed too many things now. Too many that I don't even know where to start to explain to my Brazilian audience.
Okay, explain to them first the way you understand, because they need to follow us.
I don't even know where to where to start. Oh my God. Uh, just a minute, sir. Just a minute. Ele está dizendo que tem muita coisa que a gente precisa desenrolar, né? Quando se fala em Ifa e Orisha. Eu fiz uma pergunta para ele, principalmente sobre Udu, né? Esse ano tivemos Udu Agbaye, que é a revelação mundial, né? Que um saiu lá em Ife e o outro saiu lá em Ekiti. Aí eu perguntei para ele, como uma pessoa novata, né? Se eu vou ter que seguir, né? O Udu Agbaye, qual realmente que eu tenho que seguir? Porque eu saiu um em Ife, que é o Araba Agbaye, saiu outro lá em Ekiti, que também na Nigéria também. São os dois Udus Agbaye. Então, como brasileiro, como um praticante de religião de matriz africana, qual que eu vou ter que seguir? Aí ele nos explicou agora que realmente o que saiu lá em Ife tem a ver com profissionalismo, que são as pessoas que são realmente profissionais nessa prática, que é através do Arabagbaye, mas só que para ele, o Rumilar, né, apenas trabalhou em Ife como babalaú, como sacerdote. Mas, aonde ele foi uma personagem, né, uma pessoa que realmente cresceu, nasceu, fez tudo, foi a Ekiti, onde que os filhos deles todos foram bastante sucedidos. Ele está dizendo que o Rumila ele tem um vínculo muito mais com a Ekiti do que Ife, né? E que nós temos que respeitar isso. Ele está respeitando o do Ife como uma base onde o berço da humanidade. Mas só que fazendo que quando Ori começou a jogar todo mundo, Ori ele mandou Exu para lugar lá, não sei o que lá, mandou Ogum para Ire, mandou Xangô para Kuso, mandou cada orixá para lugar, né? Então, essas pessoas, esses orixás, não são os filhos do Dudua, são os filhos de tal lugar, né? Então, nós temos que saber diferenciar, né? A cada orixá, né? Que não é tudo que são de lei e fé, né? Isso aí está tentando explicar, né? Mas acho que a gente vai ter que trazer ele de volta para cá, porque muita coisa ainda para desenrolar. Thank you very much, sir. In fact, I have some comments here. That is Owo saying that that's the fact. Owo is TV is saying that's the fact. And there is Waris Jinodu is saying thank you. If I can if I survive without air, water, earth, elements, sources in rituals? I think this is more a question than let's see. A lot of questions are coming in, sir. A lot of I mean, this is Sududua Sunrise. Thanking you, Aboruboy Baba. And there is Precious Amarachi Ugugbe. I mean, Adeyinka Olaiya, we are all hearing you, Baba. They are they are all hearing you, and they are quite. Sir, like you have said, this area you have touched is a little bit tough, sensitive, and we require more studies, or rather profound I don't know, because even myself as a presenter here, I'm a little bit, you know. So I'd rather put it that way, and I think we have a lot to learn. A lot to learn. Sir, you have just mentioned Ekiti and Ife, but in fact, I think Orumila he visited several other towns and villages apart from
Yes.
Ekiti
Yes.
and Ife. Do you have anything to say about those places? Well, do you mean the very manner Odu came out from Okitashi? I mean, what do you say it in Ife and Ekiti? He went to other places too. Do you think he made any impact there too that could bring any other revelation there? I think Oromila was you have you do. I
Yes.
hope you get what I'm trying
Thank
to
you
say,
very
sir.
much. Thank you very much. You know, even the president of Romila, we said that Romila is the Shayesh Benin, meaning that he lived for a long time in Benin. Eri Melody of War. He was the title holder of Erimi in the day of war. Ewinle Ado, that is the Oba of Ado. Onsa, Nidefa, that is, he also had the title of Onsa in Nidefa. They are all important areas for Rumila, but we cannot visit all. We have to restrict it. Rumila stayed in Ado Ekiti more than any other place on earth. And that's why we went to the root in order to bring all this information out. And in any case, what we are after really is miracle. What are the things that we can do that Olodumare will bring miracle into our lives? What are the things we will do that our lacrimation will become joy? What are the things that we will do that our disappointments in life, our unconsummated fortune will become resounding success? So we now pick those areas where everybody believed that Oromila would fail and he succeeded. So we were all going there to make sure that we succeed. We are all going there in order to tap part of that success story into our own lives too. That is what we are trying to do. I am not saying that there is no other place. We have miracles in Ibadan. We have miracles in Jeshaland. We have miracles in other parts of Ekiti. We have miracles in Kwara State, where we have all of these things. Even Oya Street in Kwara is still the era, and that is a place where you can go and still achieve a lot. Because Oya was barren for several years, from what if I had said over 30, 35 years. But when it got to Ira, miracle happened, and she ended up having 9 children. So these are the kind of miracles that we are talking about. When we look for our people who are having problems, let us go to the seat of miracles. Especially when they are having problem of childbearing, let us go there and pray to Olodumare. Please, the way you have answered the cry of Oya, answer the cries of these people. I want to tell you a small story, and I want you to verify it. During the civil war in Nigeria here, there were many young men who left Ijeru Ekiti. That is the home of Eshu. When they were going, their parents took them to the grove of Eshu land, and they blessed them and said, all of these children are going to the war front. None of them must die in the battlefield. And I need to tell you that all of them returned. No single one of them died. That is the kind of miracle that we are talking about. When we are going on an expedition that we do not know what will happen, in that expedition, we want success. We want victory. We want an accomplishment. Then go to Eshuland and get the miracle there. That is all that we are talking about. And that is the whole essence of pilgrimage. Go there where you are going to have an improvement in your life. That is what we are saying. I'm not talking about how many goals we want to offer to Ifa. I'm not talking about how many rams or he goals we want to offer to Ifa. But I'm talking of how do we supplicate in the group of Ishu in order for Ishu to bless us with whatever we are looking for. Is it victory? For Ishu to bless us. Is it accomplishment? For Ishu to bless us. Is it children? For Ishu to bless us. Is it acceptability? For Ishu to bless us. That is why we are going there. You can see that it is the faith part of Ifa and Orisha. It is that faith that is taking us to all these places. And that's why we are inviting the whole world. Come, whatever you think that they have in Saudi Arabia, or in Vatican City, or in Jerusalem, we have the superior equivalent in Yoruba land. Let everybody come and tap from that fount of achievement, from that fount of love, from that fount of success. Let them come and grab their own victory, grab their own success. That is all that we are talking about. That is the major purpose, one of the major purposes of the International Council for Equal Religion. That's all that we are talking about.
Thank you very much for this initiative, sir. This is very interesting. It's interesting hearing you saying this aloud.
Thank you very much.
Somebody's Mukaila Saliu say Baba Orumila, you too mama for what you are saying. Thank you very much. This is quite interesting. Somebody is asking a question here. He said, is there any way we can reconcile Ado-Ekiti and Ile-Ife festival to become one? Is there any possibility?
There is a Yoruba proverb that says, Ewure to dudu kolóhùn òṣọgbọn ìyá àgùntàn. Àgùntàn ló bojú ẹ̀yìn ló ní ìyá òun òyìn dúdú kí kálukú ó rìn lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. If we want what you are talking about as reconciliation, because I don't see it as reconciliation, all what I ask for is the truth. Let there be truth. We don't need to manufacture anything. Let there be truth. If there is truth, there won't be any reconciliation because there won't be any crisis. But where there is no truth, that is the problem. And incidentally, Ifa told us that Ifa is truth. So when you want to talk of Ifa, you are talking about truth. Then why should we be economical with the truth? If we know the truth, we won't fight. Like I kept saying, if we are talking of the origin of the universe, of course, we are going to talk about Ile-Ife. I think the problem is mental laziness. Their inability to package the assets that they have to make it grand, to make it great. You don't need to concentrate on Ifa alone. You need to concentrate on what makes the world in Ile-Ife. And that one, nobody will argue because that is the truth of the matter. But what we are trying to do now...
Are you saying that Ife is only on Ifa?
Ife is not only on Ifa. But what they are trying to do is to lay so much capital on Ifa when it is not there. And that is why we have seen that they have manufactured Okegeti in Ife. When they know that there is no such thing as Okegeti in Ife. These are the things they don't need to go into. Because they have superior things. They have to go deal that they can plan. That is the home of Odudua. That is where it all started. Then we can do so many things to bring that forth, to create something fantastic.
Are you saying we have to, a lot of things have to be, you have to change a lot of things in Ile-Ife?
No. What I'm saying is that you have to put things in their correct perspective. You have to put it in truthful perspective. If you do that, then you have won. All of us would have been towing behind Ile-Ife. But all we know is that when we talk of Ifa, if it is Ifa that we are talking about, it is Ado-Ekiti. Nowhere else.
It's Ado-Ekiti.
Yes. Because that is That's why we say Baba Kukuru Okegeti. That is Orunmila. And Okegeti is in Ado-Ekiti. No other place. A time will come that we are going to explain what are the things that you need to find before you know this is Okegeti. Fortunately, when we were studying, by then I was the editor-in-chief of Orunmila magazine. When we were in Orunmila Young Stars International. And I was also the first editor-in-chief of Eleripe, the magazine of the International Council for Ifa Religion. I was the first editor-in-chief. We have asked so many questions from those who know, and they gave us 5 elements that we are going to find in Okegeti. The 5 elements are in Ado-Ekiti. None is in Ile-Ife. So I don't need to go into all this controversy anymore. Let us talk about how we can improve our lives. And that is why I am here. How we can make our pilgrimage more resourceful, more effective than all the other pilgrimages of the world. That is what we are talking about. We are Omo Ile Mope. Don't forget that our DNA has correlation with the land that we have in Yoruba land, the land that we have everywhere. And if you can connect successfully, then you are not going to be a stranger in your homeland. All the people who are Ifa Orisha devotees, it is a duty for them to visit these holy sites that we are talking about and let them see the improvements in their lives. That is what we are saying. Because it is, in the end, it is the most important thing that we can achieve in whatever we are doing. I am not interested in all these controversies again. What I'm interested in is how we are going to make our people to find the grace of Olodumare himself. That
sir,
is.
But now, sir, let me just say one thing now. So if a Brazilian is visiting Nigeria now, let's say on a pilgrimage,
yes,
like a Christian will go to Jerusalem.
Yes.
Let me go and wear Christ or whatever, or I go to Saudi Arabia,
Yes.
Mecca.
Mm.
If a Brazilian is visiting Nigeria now to let me go to my ancestral.
Yes.
So it's no longer Ife.
If you want to go to the origin of the universe, yes, it is Ife. If you want to do anything that has to do with the origin, yes, it is Ife. But the problem is, if you want to talk of what Ifa had done and the spiritual aspect of what Ifa has done, it is Ado-Ekiti. It is not in Ife.
So this is a very, very big issue. That is an issue that I think we will have to leave it for another day. Because
No problem. Anytime.
we'll have to leave it for another day.
Anytime the truth is constant, the truth will not change. No matter how much we try to change it, it will not change. Because that is the problem with truth. Truth is very stubborn. It keeps on rearing its head because it is the truth. I know the efforts that we have made when we were in Orunmila Young Stars. Nobody could deny that effort. We were the ones who even put Ife on the limelight that time, together with Professor Wande Abimbola. When we talk of Ifa Agbaye, we were the ones who started it in Ile-Ife. By then, there was no such thing as Ifa Agbaye. It is Odo Agmoniregu, and it is for one family. Please let's go into all of this. Let's talk of some other things.
Sir,
I know what I'm talking about.
This issue is, you see, we have to put these things right because the religion is not just Nigerian. The religion is international, it's worldwide. And like you have said earlier, Brazil today, they look forward to what is happening there in Ile-Ife, in Ado-Ekiti, in Nigeria. Because that is where they see as their own home. We have to put these things there. It's a very, very big issue that we still need to find time.
What I'm saying is this. Initially, there was no such thing as World Ifa. Up to 1981, there's no such thing. What we had was Agboniregun, and it is for one family in the lake. But because we want to universalize it, if the Pope can represent all the Catholics in the world, and the Archbishop of Canterbury can represent all the Protestants in the world, if the Imam in Medina can represent all the Muslims in the world, we need to have somebody who will represent Ifa and Orisha. That was how we started to bring Ifa closer to the people. And that was when we decided that let us make the Arab of Ife the head. We tried it once in 1987. Everybody knew that it was a failure. Because even the people in Ife, they had to come to Lagos to help us apologize to some other Arabas when they said that there is no such thing. And we agreed. We started it again. That's why we started the Agbaye thing. So that will be our own father figure. It didn't work out for so many reasons, which I don't want to talk about here. That's why we said, okay.
Sorry, I will just say something. I know it might be a little bit tough. Are you saying Arab Agbaye in Ife does not represent Arab Agbaye in Ekiti?
What I am saying is that we are the ones who started this Arab Agbaye thing. I want you to get it clear. Nobody can deny that. We started it. All along it had been about Ife. But it was a good move if it had been handled well. But it never was. It was never handled well. And our intention was to make him Arab Agbaye only. Suddenly they started getting all these titles. This one, Babago Agbaye, this one, Agbaye, giving people who have no territory something that has to do with the world. That's why I say it is not something that we can discuss here now. Maybe later. Let us concentrate on that one alone. And anybody who feels that I'm lying, that person can also come.
This is a very, very, this is a very big, somebody's even asking of your telephone number here. I don't even know. I don't know where to start now. Because please put Baba's telephone number on. I need to speak with him personally. Because you are saying things that a lot in diaspora are actually not aware of, and I think this is a topic we will have to find time and talk again. It's so wide. Like you have mentioned, Professor Wajan Bibola, that he was there when you started the Arab Agbaye of a thing. And
yes, that will be true.
And Arab Agbaye right now is Wolabi, or what do I say?
Yes.
Now, with the look of things, it doesn't represent what actually transpired there in Ekiti. That
is why I started with that proverb. Ewúrẹ́ tó dúdú kò lóhùn òṣọmọ ìyá àgùntàn. Àgùntàn ló bojú ẹ̀yìn ló ní ìyá òun ò dúdú kí kálukú ó rìn lọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀. That is more than enough for you to understand what I'm talking about.
But sir, this I don't say confrontation. This issue emerged now after the installation of this new Araba. When it was the father, this issue now, it's becoming this issue of Arab Agbaye or no Arab Agbaye.
Yes.
I think when it was the father of who actually is there now.
Yes.
This I rather say conflict.
It started with the father, so it is not something that just started. It started with the father, and that is why it is better for us to understand what we are doing. It started with the father, and I personally don't want it to continue. But if anybody wants to talk to me about it, what I will pray for, what I will ask them to do is to please come up with the truth. Let that be truth, not for people to be manufacturing anything, but let them come with the truth. If they come with the truth, I'll be happy because we'll be able to resolve the problem immediately. That is what we are talking about. You see, when people feel that something is happening and they don't like it, the next thing they do is to destroy it. We don't need to destroy anything. We only need to be truthful.
Sir,
we only need to be truthful.
I'm not. Please let us see you very well, because it's like your camera. Thank you very much.
Okay, I am. What I'm saying is that the only way we can never make a mistake is by speaking the truth. Do we agree on that?
Benny.
So let us present our facts truthfully. And then all this reconciliation and everything that we are talking about, we won't even need it because everything will reconcile itself. But again, I repeat, when it is Ifa, don't forget that in Ekiti that we are talking about, they have their own Olori that they don't call Araba, that is also representing the world. I want you to get that clear. But we can resolve both because instead of calling that person Araba, it is Akpete. So we need to we need to be truthful. When we are truthful, the problem is resolved. That is what we are saying.
This is quite interesting. So, and so what is Ifa Council? You are the president of Ifa Council now.
Yes.
You are you. What is Ifa Council doing right now to?
Okay, let me give you an example. When we were doing the pilgrimage, it was going on smoothly. Then I received a letter from the Council of Araba and Oluawu that Araba of Ife signed. And what they said was that if anything that you do in Ile-Ife, in Ado-Ekiti, you must not consult Ifa. And if you consult Ifa, say that it is limited to Ekiti. The one that we will do in Ife, that one will represent the world. And I said, says who? Who is saying that? You see, that is the kind of effrontery that they use that is very annoying. Because I consider it the height of arrogance. I personally, alone, if I want to cast Ifa in my house, I can make it the Ifa of the world. Nobody can stop me. How can you now tell me we have, you may not know this, we have 43 countries of the world who contributed Ikin that we cast in Ado-Ekiti. That is why it is the Ifa of the world. In Ile-Ife, I was part of those who contributed Ikin. It was only in Yoruba land that we contributed that Ikin. Now, which one is world Ifa? Which one is national? Which one is for Ife alone? That is what we are talking about.
Does the Ifa Council,
yes,
the Ifa Council, is it not representing the Ifa practitioners in Ile-Ife too?
We are. But you see, one thing is, when you say that you are representing the people, and the people are telling you, no, we are going to do our own separately. We cannot force anybody to accept our leadership. They would rather prefer the Araba and Oluawos to do it. It doesn't bug me. It does not stop me from doing the right thing. We will continue to do what is right. When they are ready to speak the truth, then all of us will be there together. The moment they see you doing something that they think that this thing is productive, the next thing that they will do is to want to stop you. If you refuse, they want to bully you. If you refuse, they want to blackmail you. It is not going to work. Because if all of us know that we are doing it for Ifa And we are doing it selflessly. We don't need all of this. We don't need all of this. What we need is for us to sit down and do the correct thing. And if we do the correct thing, we get the correct answer. Okay, on Saturday, and about people sat down and said, Popola as the president, I've removed him. Who is he to remove me as president? He's not a member of the International Council for Ifa Religion One. He's not a member of the Congress. And it is only the Congress that can remove and the Congress that can install. You see, these are the kind of things that shouldn't happen. People misadvise many people, especially leaders. They misadvise them a lot. And because they misadvise them, they put them to ridicule. Because the people will not accept what they are talking about, because they know that it's all rubbish. It does not exist. Now, if you are a leader, this is why it is very good for you to be quick in hearing and slow in talking. Look at all sides of the story before you do anything. What you do that you have no power to do, why are you doing it? You know it is not going to work. Then why are you doing it? So, and they are the ones, what I am telling you now, I want you to verify. They are the ones, the Araba of Ife reported me to Araba of Oshogbo, who was Baba Yemi Elebubon. Baba called me and told me, let us resolve this. And I said, okay. We were to go on Wednesday. It was last week. We were to go on Wednesday, yesterday. Before yesterday, they have declared that the post of Popola is vacant when they have no such power. And people are now asking them, what brought this about? There was nothing they could do. So on Wednesday, they did not even show up at all. Now tell me. Because they know they don't have such truth. Truth is very, very important. And if we have the truth, you can use the truth as a weapon. Because in Osa Otura, Ifa says that it is the truth that Olodumare himself used in establishing the world. It is the truth that Olodumare used in administering the world. It is the truth that Olodumare used and considered to be Ire, everlasting Ire. And what is the truth? It ended that Ifa is truth. That is what he said. So the moment you deviate from speaking the truth, it means you are no longer speaking Ifa. It is as simple as that. You can ask Baba Yemi Elebubon. That is the truth of the matter. So it's not a question of lying. I am telling you the truth, and I am also telling you who to ask if it's a lie. Then when you know that you are not ready to listen to voice of truth, voice of wisdom, why are you reporting? Why? So that's why I kept saying, let's move forward. Because my concern is to make Ifa the #1 religion on earth. If I cannot make it, those coming behind me will do it. But we would have moved very far. Now Ifa is #6 religion on earth. That is the kind of thing that I want to continue to push forward. And not petty controversies at home. No, no, no. I'm not interested in such petty controversies because they will not allow you to move. What I want is for us to be able to move forward. Let all of us who are Ifa devotees, let us continue to move forward. With or without this controversy, because this controversy will lead us nowhere. But I'm trying to shave it off and then move. So that's why I've been shaking all these things off. And what I said yesterday, when you throw me a stone, it will hurt me. When you hit me with a stick, it will hurt me. When you stab me with a knife, it will hurt me. If you shoot me with a gun, it will hurt me. But name calling me all sorts of names, it will do me nothing. Because I will not even listen to what you are saying. I will continue to move. And I'll continue to achieve what I feel I need to achieve. Nobody knew that within 7 years, we will be able to get 190 million more people into Ifa. That is an achievement that nobody had ever matched. And the, the battery of officers who are doing it together with me, they are solidly behind me, and we are still moving forward. That is the one that I will beg you to help us achieve, more people to see the truth, to care to find to know, and to come and witness what we are talking about. That is the truth of the matter. We spent 9 days on the pilgrimage, and for the 9 days it was fully packed, and everybody saw the difference, everybody saw the miracle. So that is what is very important to us.
Sir, a lot of questions are coming in here for you, sir. A lot. That if we should start, we have to bring you back. You have to come back to this program, sir. Because too many questions are coming on my cell phone.
We are trying to establish Ifa Seminary, where those who really want to study authentic Ifa can come. That is why I'm not going to allow any controversy to stop that. We want to start Orisha Seminary. We are writing the Ifa Holy Book. There are so many things that we have on our hands that we cannot allow controversies to stop that. The Ifa Holy Books will be there. But if you want to study the deep esoteric knowledge of Ifa, you have to come to the seminary. The Holy Book will be like the Bible. You know, we cannot name it Ifa Bible. You know, it is not possible. Because Christians do not name their own Christian collection. Muslims did not name their own Muslim collection. That is why Ifa devotees too will not name their own. But Ifa had given us the name. Ifa is truth. Then it is going to be holy truth. And I can assure you that every sentence will be the truth. And that's what we are doing. We have already moved seriously. Sorry?
Sir, I can see you are more specific on Ifa.
Yes.
And, like here where I live in Brazil, about 3 decades now. I live here in Brazil. 3 decades now. If you tell a Brazilian only Ifa, do you think Orisha?
I have told you from the beginning that Ifa is the story of Orisha. Don't forget. There is no way you will talk about Ifa without talking about Orisha. Because it is the story, the experience, the exposure, the lifestyle of the Orisha that are recorded in Ifa. If you want to talk about Ogun, where else can you go if it is not Ifa? If you want to talk about Orisha, where else can you go if it is not Ifa? Because that is where the story is. When you start from Ethiopia, you will continue to see stories of Ogun, stories of Obatala, and so forth. Those are the things that we are talking about. And that's why we said when we do the Orisha seminary, those are the things that we are going to give to them raw, crude, authentic. Not the one that has been watered down. No. The one that is very authentic, that everybody knows to be the truth. We have all these things recorded down. We have all these things written down. And we need to pass this knowledge to the people. That is why I will not allow any controversy to stop me. We have so many students, and we have people who want to study Ifa and Orisha formally. We will be there for them. We cannot disappoint them. We cannot afford to disappoint them, and we will not disappoint them.
Thank you very much, sir. You have been this interview is one of the most I rather say explosive that I've conducted in recent. Sir, okay, let us put that one aside now because I can see it's very deep. If you have to go into the controversies, you can see that it's we find time for that. Now you mentioned Ifa as the main if Ifa is practically the top.
You know? Yes.
Yes, I
Ifa
can
is the
get it.
encyclopedia of the Yoruba race.
Yoruba is. Thank
Any
you very
story
much.
of the Yoruba people, any story of any Yoruba town that is not in Ifa is somebody's invention.
So, let me before I think we have to coordinate another meeting where you have to speak with not just me but Brazilians in because questions are coming in here and they are asking me questions that I cannot even ask here now because of the you are live.
Okay.
You are live. That questions I cannot ask you live here. That I think
Okay.
they'll have to come and ask you. You have to make another program, a Zoom, where you will then address Olorishas and the Brazilian, so you can tell them this issue. It's a little bit profound, you know.
SOLAGBADE
Sir,
POPOOLA that we are talking to, I was initiated into 10 different Orishas. Oro was the 10th one, and Ifa the 11th one. So when I talk about Ifa Orisha, I am Orisha man, I am Ifa man. I know what I'm talking about. But any Orisha that you want to talk about, you have to look for the information in Ifa. Ifa is just the art. Ifa is the words. The word of Okun, the word of Shango, the word of Orunmila, the word of Nanabuku, the word of Oshosi, the word of Obaluaye, the word of Erinle, the word of Yemoja, all of them, they combine together to form Ifa. That is why I say Ifa is the only one without icon. Because Ifa is not for one Orisha, Ifa is for all of the Orisha, 801 Eromole and thousands of Orishas. That is what Ifa is for.
thank you very much, sir. This is a wonderful interview. Sincerely speaking, this is interesting. So,
Thank you.
I will ask you one other as the president of Ifa Council, and we know how important Ifa is now. Like you have said, what are you doing to extend the teaching of Ifa across Nigeria so that
Yes.
Ifa knowledge can at least reach every home?
Remember that Ifa does not support preaching. Ifa says, let people have their own experience in order to come and join you. You cannot start sermons outside like evangelism, like the Christians or the Muslims. You can't have it. But people come on their road when they saw the miracle that had happened to their lives. But right now, as I'm talking to you, the Ekiti state government is in partnership with us. The National Tourism Development Corporation will be in partnership with us next year. They have already sent their proposals. If they have not seen anything fantastic, they won't do it. We are now talking of the state government and the federal government doing that with us because they have seen where we are going. To them, it may be tourism, but to us, it is spiritual. But whatever it is, people will come. I want you to come and see the home of Orunmila, to come and see the seat of Orunmila in Okeket. And the first says that anybody who sits on that seat that Orunmila had, because it is Orunmila in council, if you are able to sit on it, your life will never be the same again. Never. If you have enemies, the enemies are already in trouble. Not because they will die, but because they will be filled with sorrow. They will not be able to do you anything. And that's why Ifa says in Yakuba Turupon, it is behind your back that they will conspire, and it is behind your back that they will disperse, but they won't be able to do nothing. That is why you need to experience it yourself. Come there and let us show you where to sit and see how your life will change. See the miracle that will come into your life. See how you will live your life afresh. It is important for you to try it. I don't say that you should bring everybody. You alone come. Let us put you through the grill for you to be there and come back 3 months after. Come and tell us how your life had become. Period. I am not saying that you are going to have more money than your contemporaries, but I'm saying you are going to have more peace of mind than your contemporaries. But what if I told us is that wealth is not something that you have outside. Wealth is here. Here. That is where wealth is. That is where success is. That is where accomplishment is. That is where achievement is. Come and achieve, and then you go back and see. Then you will be the one that will tell the others, let us go and achieve. That is why we don't need to start sermon. We don't need to start crusades. We don't need propaganda for Ifa. It is your experience that will tell the others that if Adeyinka Olaiya's life had changed like this, I know my life will change too. Because it is going to change for good. And if it is good, it's going to change for better. That is all that I am saying. You come and let us show you the way.
Sir, but what I'm also saying is that, like you have, what you know today, and it's, in fact, I just have to, like we say in Portuguese, let me say Yoruba, Ibani, Ujuba, Sherry. What I want is, how do you teach others? If I cancel,
I have
now,
told you, we are going to have an Ifa seminary. We are going to
okay.
have an Orisha seminary. That is where we are going to teach the world so that the next generation, coming generation, will continue to spread the good news.
And this seminary will be in Adeyinka.
It will be in Adeyinka. It does not really matter. We can put it in Adeyinka because I'm thinking of Okeolota. But depending on those who want to do it, we can put it anywhere. What is important is for us to have it. Where it is does not matter because it is knowledge. There is nowhere you cannot spread knowledge. Don't forget, I've been to Brazil 12 times before. I started coming to Brazil in 1986.
Wow.
And the last time that I came to Brazil was 2019. So I am not strange to Brazil. But we need to move, again, we need to move to the next level, even in Brazil. For people to see Orisha the way it is supposed to be seen. For them to see Ifa the way it is supposed to be seen. Not for propitiation alone. But let us know that you can tailor your life towards the life of the Orisha. If you are a child of Aganju, you can tailor your life towards the experience, the life story of Aganju, and see how it will change. If you are a child of Shango, you can tailor your life towards the life of Shango and see how your life will change. Because if you follow the footsteps of Shango, you are bound to be victorious. You are bound to be successful. You are bound to achieve a lot. That is the next level that we need to go. I hope you understand what I am saying. I hope I've made myself very clear.
Very, very clear.
Baba, you have not translated into Portuguese. Because you need to let them hear what we are saying.
It is beyond like what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You've been able to put I will let me talk to my Brazilian people before I come back. But what you have said is what is o Baba SOLAGBADE POPOOLA, o presidente nacional de Conselho do Ifa, está dizendo é que, embora o Ife tenha sido um lugar bastante significativo, né? Essa prática de Orixá e Ifa, mas ele está bem falando que a do Ekiti é bastante importante. Por esse motivo, eles estão conjunto com várias entidades, né? Para criar a do Ekiti um lugar de turismo, um lugar sagrado para que pessoas possam visitar, possam saber, né, onde no estado de Ekiti, onde esses orixás, né, foram realmente importantes, né, dizendo que, embora existe um pouco de conflito, né, entre o pessoal de Ekiti e Ife, mas o importante é para que a gente venha entender que o Orumilá ele foi mais importante na do Ekiti do que no próprio Ife, que é um lugar sagrado dele até hoje está em Ife, em Orum, está em Ado Ekiti. E, inclusive, ele está me convidando para ir lá, né? Que se eu for lá e sentar lá, conhecer, que a minha vida nunca mais vai ser igual, porque qualquer um que vai lá e sai de lá bastante vitorioso, né? Dessa forma, né? Bastante quitado, né? Espiritualmente. Então, ele está, né? Ele me falou, né? Já esteve aqui no Brasil há mais de 12 vezes, desde 1986, que tem visitando o Brasil. A última vez que ele esteve aqui foi 2019. Ele está falando que é importante, né, entender que o Ado Ekiti é bastante significativo quando se fala em religião tradicional Yoruba. E também está, né, nos explicando que, embora ele é o berço da humanidade, mas quando se fala em espiritismo, né, espiritualidade Yoruba, que a do Ekiti é mais importante, mais significativo. Por esse motivo, ele convida as pessoas, convida todo mundo para que venha conhecer. Eu perguntei para ele qual é a próxima intenção, né? Para que ele, né, levar até pessoas próximas o aprendizado, né? Em relação a Ifá, está dizendo que logo eles vão estar inaugurando os lugares, né, sagrados na Nigéria, onde que vão ensinando, né, tudo sobre Ifá, e ainda está em processo o livro sagrado, né, do Ifá, que assim que sair também será lançado para que todo mundo, né, puder aproveitar e usar um pouco mais, né, como outras religiões também têm. Está dizendo que Ifá é muito importante. Isso não quer dizer que o Ixá não é importante, mas o Ifá ele é bastante importante porque para saber do Ixá, você precisa saber do Ifá. Então, ele aconselha todo mundo a buscar mais essa aprendizagem. Sorry. I've only tried to make a brief summary of what you have said. I know it's complex. Yes. I within the three languages, I have to speak Portuguese, Yoruba, and and English.
Speaking three languages.
Thank you very much, sir. So, you have spoken a lot, and it's only that we cannot touch some areas live now because of our time and the importance, But I will just ask you things that will at least help the ones that are still practicing this religion to continue firm in it.
Okay.
Yes, I think that's more important now. The area of the conflict we are having in this religion, the Ife, Ado Ekiti, the Ifa Council, and all these little misunderstandings, I think as time goes on, we will have more time to talk about that so that we will not move away from the practice. Like here in Brazil, we hardly notice such a conflict because, to be sincere with you, I've never seen a poor babalawo in Brazil or a poor person practicing this in Brazil. They do it with joy. I've never seen. I'll be sincere with you. I live at it. I've never walked in the street and see a babalawo that is a Brazilian babalawo that is that will tell you I'm poor. Like you have said, being rich is not just money, but at least in you have a peace of mind. And this conflict is not very common here in Brazil the way it is. at the stage, the center for Sheshe religion is almost getting to Brazil if you are not being careful, because Brazil celebrates even more than in Nigeria. Today we have one of the largest social temple in the world here in Brazil, in Sao Paulo, here in Brazil.
Yes, I know.
You know, so and this is if you witness the way we celebrate the Orisha religion in Brazil,
I
you
know.
will know
20% of Ifa Orisha devotees in the world are in Brazil. 20%. That is fantastic percentage.
So
I know.
it is so good, so interesting, so good to see, you know. And this conflict we have in Nigeria is not common here. Recently, the government of Brazil spent amount of money to propagate to explain to society that issue is not Satan. This was done in their carnival. The government put down money. The carnival colleges, you know, came, even issue one, the carnival 2022. Yeah, just to tell the world that Satan is not issue. Brazil has been doing fantastically well in this area of
that's right.
religion.
I
So,
started the issue, it's not Satan crusade in Nigeria here. And we did it such a way that it got to a stage that everybody accepts what we are saying. Even if you Google issue now, it will not bring Satan again.
fantastic.
It
That's
will
very
only
good.
give you stories. Because these are the things that I feel we need to be doing. And we cannot do it alone. We need people's cooperation all over the world to do it together so that we will be able to move forward. I can tell you that our religion is the most peaceful. Our faith is the most accepting. Our faith is the most elastic of all the faiths on earth. That you abused me today will not bring quarrel. We will not fight. Other religions can come, they will abuse, they will curse, they will use expletives, but we will not fight them. Because we know that we are the owners of the land. We will not allow the land to be spoiled. But try it with other religions. Try it with Christianity. Try it with Islam. You will see what they will do. But for us, we don't need it. Because the truth does not need you to help it to fight. The truth fights for itself. You can see that I kept on mentioning truth because that is Ifa. Ifa is truth.
Good. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, another very important area I want you to touch, sir, so that will not take much of your time. But you have to promise us that if we invite you again here to speak with us in Brazil, you will definitely show up, because you have ẹ ti sọ̀rọ̀ sílẹ̀ rẹpẹtẹ báyìí, ẹ tó lè sọ sílẹ̀ yìí, ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ó pọ̀ díẹ̀. Somebody is asking here, please, Baba, is there any Ifa book you can recommend for someone who want to learn the truth you have been mentioning, an authentic
There are
Ifa?
many books. The books of Professor Wande Abimbola is there. My books are there. The books of Ayo Salami is there. There are many books that people can buy. And they will all be, I am telling you of the ones that I know are genuine and authentic. When you get them, you'll see. I've written about 49 books. And whichever one you see, you will see. There are small ones, there are big ones, because there are some that are more than 2,000 pages. We have all of them, depending on what you want. So these are the things that people can go into. And it is a promise. When next you call me, I will definitely come.
Thank you very much.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. So another very, very important thing we noticed actually in recent times, though it's been for a while. The other time I also received the Ifa priest here, I think we mentioned same thing.
You received what?
No, let's talk about let's go straight to the point before I let me know this issue
Okay.
of Nollywood,
Okay.
and Orisha religion, this bastardizing of Orisha religion, this Nollywood. You start a program, you start a life as Olorisha, then you end up as a born again in most of
Yes.
these Nollywood programs. What is
Yes.
Ifa Council doing to
We have
mend?
been having meetings with them, and we have been fighting for this thing that it must stop. This is something that you can never find in Bollywood. India will not allow it because they hold their religion sacred. Onígbá ló ń pegbá ẹ̀ láǹkàrà tá a fi ń ba fi kúlẹ̀ o. But you need also to understand who are the sponsors of those films. They are the Christians, they are the Muslims. That is why they want to promote their own religion. Then they will start with somebody who had been performing badly. And then the person was taken to a church or a mosque, and then the person became holy, and the person became born again. They all know it is not true. They all, I have more than 100 different Ifa of pastors, big pastors, that when you count numbers 1 to 10, some of them are there. They are in my house because they know that Ifa is raw, crude, naked energy. They hide under Ifa and they talk something else because they are trying to promote their means of livelihood. You know, I kept telling you that any religion that you do as profession is different from when you do it as your faith. Some of them will preach in court, in church and mosques. That is faith. And then they want people to come after church service. Then they recommend candles, they recommend uh, going to 7 seas to bathe and so forth. That is the profession aspect. So they want to promote that. And the best way is for them to now tell the world that if you are into Ifa or into Orisha, oh, it will not help you. Come back to Jesus. It is a way of stopping or discouraging uh, their, their devotees not to come. For them to still stay blind. So that when they are blind, they won't be able to know that that is their pastor's source of energy. So that is it. So, but we are making some good moves, and some of them are cooperating now. But they know that we are not going to tolerate. Again, Ifa Orisha is not a violent faith. That is why they are getting away with it. If we had stormed a place where such a thing had happened, they won't try it. Look at what is happening in UK now. That is the kind of thing that those foreign religions can do. You can see what the Muslims are doing because of somebody that they consider to be the child of another. So it is important for us to understand. We will never do that because we own the land. And when you own something, you don't want it to get spoiled. Remember that they call us Omo Ile Mope. We are the children of Ile, I call you. We will not allow it to spoil.
So, there's somebody saying here that if there is any social media group, you can add them so that they can learn more about knowing Ifa and having the wisdom. This is from
Yes.
Mukaila Salu.
Baba, you are already in the Ifa Orisha discussion group.
Yeah.
Those that you consider to be worthy of it, send their numbers to us. We will add them.
Okay.
You can see that in that group, the information is there and the academic aspect is also there.
Yes.
But from the academic aspect, you'll be able to know this is the direction. So it is important.
Let me put my number there so that they can contact me.
Yes, let them contact you, not me. Let them contact you.
Then we can.
Then those who are serious, we can add them. I remember not those that we are going to add, not the people who want Ifa as profession, as source of food. That's not the people that we are going to add. We want to add people who see Ifa as their faith, who see Ifa as something that will turn their lives around for the best. Those are the people that we want to add.
Those ones who actually now I get your point, sir. I think they are hearing you.
Okay.
I put my phone there for them to to contact me, so I can see and pass them to you. Another thing, sir. You have spoken of Nollywood, and you are already in line with them to make sure they
stop what they are doing, because it is not helping anyone.
Yeah. And this issue of money ritual being tied with the Orisha religion.
Yes, thank you very much. What I want to tell you is that there is no Ifa stanza, no single Ifa stanza that talks about Ifa, that talks about ritual killing to make money. None. No. And what Ifa had said in Oshemeji Sekube won lode Ibadan. Ifa fún wọn lode Ibadan, wọ́n fẹ̀yìntì mójú àṣẹsùn àwọn àjẹ ṣuruṣu. Sekube màmá dé wa wo òde Ìbàdàn. Àṣebẹ́ni kò bá ṣiṣẹ́ ẹni kì í là. That is one. So you see, what happened was that there is something that is very sacrosanct in Ifa. You cannot use a rat to offer a to a rat. You cannot use a fish to offer a to a fish. You cannot use a hen to offer a to a hen. You cannot use a beast to offer a to a beast. So you cannot use human to offer a for human beings. That is very sacrosanct. All of us know that. But how did it come in? Remember that Islam comes not from Saudi Arabia, but from Mali Republic. It is those shamans who are there that brought all these money-making rituals here. What we know in Yoruba land before that time was Awure Agege, Awure Ola. And when you want to do any Awure, you must have something doing. There is nothing that will bring money to you when you are not working. That is what that Odu had said. So there must be something that you are doing. But when they came, they started it. I am not saying that they are not doing it. But what I'm saying is it does not originate from Yoruba land. The people are doing it. But if I have anything that will bring me money, I'm not going to do it for you. Especially when I know that it doesn't have repercussion. Why is it that all those people who are doing it, they are not doing it for themselves? They are only doing it for others. And they will tell them, if I do it for you, you are going to bring 5 million. You are going to bring me 10 million. So that you will face the repercussion alone. Why are they not doing it for themselves? Why are they not doing it for their own children, if it is that good? And then can you point to me any belonging, any property that somebody who did money ritual still has today? That's what we call oh kushu kushu oda why. They will come with a lot of money and they will leave this world with nothing in penury. Because it is not in their destiny to have it. So my own advice is nobody should move close to that one. It is not good. It is not advisable. It is devilish. It is negative. We must not be found in it. We must not be part of it. And like I told you before, it is not what you have outside that makes you wealthy or successful. It is what you have here, inside. That is what makes you successful.
Sure. You said something about Iwure now. Do you have anything to any Ifa
Iwure.
of
Okay, let
Iwure
me
to
just round this up and respond this with this Iwure. Ìfanita Bájí kákésí onire kíre wa ó lè bá a fín. Ìfanita Bájí kákésí agbùre kétùtù wa ó lè bá a gbà. Kákésí àkọlọlọlọ tí ń gbérí eréke tí ń yìnbọn ṣúrúṣúrú. Àkọlọlọlọ ó ti ṣe ń gbérí eréke tó ń yìnbọn ṣúrúṣúrú. Wọ́n ní ní kérésì ni wọ́n bá ń jà ní pòròpòrò àlọ́rọ̀. Ni wọ́n kó kí òun di gágá, ni wọ́n kó kí òun di gógó, ni wọ́n kó kí òun rìwàrìwàrì rádẹ̀ lọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ dà sí. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ló dẹ̀rùn hẹ́ǹhẹ́, mù ló dẹ̀rùn hẹ́ǹhẹ́. Ẹrún fẹ́ yánná tí wọn ó gba kin mi lọ́wọ́ wọn. Torí kin mi kì í ṣe kíkíkin, ìkin mi kì í ṣòrìṣà kórìṣà. Ìkin akọ́dá ìkin mi ní, ìkin aṣẹ̀dá ìkin mi ní, ìkin àràbà lálẹ́ Ifẹ̀ ìkin mi ní, ìkin agúregejégé lóde Ẹ̀gbá ìkin mi ní, ìkin awúrelà lóde Ìjẹ̀bú ìkin mi ní. Ọ̀rúnmìlà lódò ṣùrùṣùrù, mo lódò ṣùrùṣùrù Ifá. Èyí awó sọ́ọ́lẹ̀ Adègún, èyí awí fóbi obì aṣọ, èyí awí fún dàídà sì máa ṣá wọn. Tó bá ka apá sì máa kán tán, tó bá ká gbọ̀n àlá sì máa kóṣù. Bó bá ká ọ̀fà akọnígbọ̀wọ́, akẹni tí wọ́n bímọ ni. Iyán ẹni ń kọ́ ọmọ ẹni ló mú lọ, ọtí ẹni ń kọ́ ọmọ ẹni ló mú lọ, owó ẹni ń kọ́ ọmọ ẹni ló mú lọ. Ọ̀rúnmìlà lódò ní poroporo ṣìkì, mo lódò ní poroporo ṣìkì. Mo bí ò bímọ, àfihàn tó bá ràgbò tó fi bọ bàbá ẹ̀. Dáńdá àwo òde oníyanjú ló dé bá fún oníyanjú ọmọbìnrin ìgúnyí lásọgbà àwo òde ìpèsè. Ẹ̀sọ́ ọbẹ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ ọmọ amúdàpédìbò. Arípuyẹ̀ kan dífá àwo agédéńgbé àwo ìlẹ́lẹ̀rẹ́ àwo ìnúnurín. Dá báyìí, tẹ̀ báyìí, ní ìṣàwọ̀ àràbà nífẹ̀ẹ́. Ògbólógbò ayìnrín àbàyà hẹ́ǹhẹ́. Dá Ọ̀rúnmìlà. Yọ́ tí bàbá ń kó ọ̀kànkàn lé irúnmọlẹ̀ lọ síbi ilẹ̀ gbé ń sọ̀rọ̀. Bàbá ń kó ọ̀kànkàn lé irúnmọlẹ̀ lọ síbi ilẹ̀ gbé ń bùre. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ló dìre, olódìre bara àgbẹ̀ àgbọ́nìrèkú. Torí ire aṣọ́ṣọ́ ń bẹ lẹ́nu aṣọ́ṣọ́, ire ti kọ̀lọ̀bọ̀ ń bẹ níkùn kọ̀lọ̀bọ̀. Ire ti kọ̀lọ̀bọ̀ ní fi pogún lè jẹ ọ̀tá. Bíre mi ò mú, bíre mi ò jà, màá tẹnu bọlẹ̀, màá máa ké tán tán tán. Torí bàbá ọká kú ọká jogún oró, bàbá ìrèkú èrò jogún àṣẹ, bàbá gùndéré jogún òrù, bàbá ọ̀pọ̀lọ́ jogún òbá. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ló wá jí ní kùtùkùtù. Ó kápò ẹ̀ dẹ́rẹ́kúndẹ́, ó kápò ẹ̀ ní dẹ́rẹ̀kúndẹ̀, ó kápò ẹ̀ dẹ́dẹ́dẹ́kúnmọ́dẹ́. Ó kọrí sótú fẹ̀ ò dáyé, ó pàdé lápẹ̀kí. Ó ní wọn lámborogbé pàdé kò fún lánìkọ́. Ọ̀rúnmìlà yà sápá ọ̀tún, Ọ̀rúnmìlà yà sápá ọ̀tún, ó kò kàn lọ́nà. Ó ní wọn kàn bológbé pàdé kò fún ìkànnì. Ọ̀rúnmìlà yà sápá òsì, Ọ̀rúnmìlà yà sápá òsì, ó kò yáyá. Ó ní wọn yáyá níbo ló gbé pàdé kò fún ẹ̀yà ní Ọ̀rúnmìlà. Ó bojú wọ kán ọ̀nà kó orúkọ gbà. Ọ̀rúnmìlà bojú wọ kán ọ̀nà kó orúkọ gbà. Ọ̀rúnmìlà wá fojú kan ikù, ikù náà wá fojú kan Ọ̀rúnmìlà. Ikù wá fẹnu sọlẹ̀, agbègbè rẹ̀ ọ̀run hàn fírífírí. Àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ Ifẹ̀ wọn wá sáré, wọ́n gba ìwọ àtẹ tí ń bẹ lọ́wọ́ ikù, wọ́n mú lé Ọ̀rúnmìlà lọ́wọ́. Ọ̀rúnmìlà wá mú yálé ilá, ó ní wọ́n lá ìwọ máa sogún kó máa bógún ọmọ. Èyí tí mo wí lè ní àárọ̀ ọmọ ọ̀kàṣàkàṣà ọlọ́mọ apéwúre. Ó wá mú yálé kan, ó ní wọ́n kàn ìwọ máa sọgbọ̀n kó máa bọ́gbọ̀n ọmọ. Èyí tí mo wí lè ní àárọ̀ ọmọ ọ̀kàṣàkàṣà ọlọ́mọ. Ó wá mú yálé yáyá, ó ní wọ́n yáyá ìwọ máa sàádọ́ta kó máa bá àádọ́ta ọmọ. Èyí tí mo wí lè ní àárọ̀ ọmọ ọ̀kàṣàkàṣà ọlọ́mọ. Ó wá mú yálé gbogbo wa pátápátá lọ́kùnrin lóbìnrin lọ́mọdé lágbà. Ó ní ká wà ó máa lówó lọ́wọ́, ó ní ká máa bímọ lémọ, ó ní ká máa rí bá ti ṣe, ó ní ká máa rọ́nà nígbà, ó ní ká wà ó máa gbégbé àlàáfíà, ó ní kẹ́mi wá gùn kọ́rin kése, ó ní kẹ́ gbogbo rẹ̀ gbogbo jẹ́ tiwa láyé. Èyí tí mo wí lè ní àárọ̀ ọmọ ọ̀kàṣàkàṣà ọlọ́mọ apéwú. Torí bàbá Kápò ọba jogún oró, bàbá ìrèkú èrè jogún ọ̀hún, bàbá gùntẹ́rẹ́ jogún òrù, bàbá ọ̀pọ̀lọ́ jogún ọba, bàbá epo jogún àṣẹ. Èyí tí mo wí lè ní àárọ̀ ọmọ ọ̀kàṣàkàṣà ọlọ́mọ agbó. Àyàmọ̀ pé borí sọlẹ̀ tó bọ́ká, àyàmọ̀ pé borí sọlẹ̀ tó béèrè, àyàmọ̀ tí kì í bá ṣe bàbá mi ló bí mi lọ́mọ. Èyí tí mo wí lè ní àárọ̀ ọmọ ọ̀kàṣàkàṣà ọlọ́mọ apéwúre. Àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè ògbó atọ́.
Àṣẹ o bàmí. Àṣẹ o, àṣẹ o, àṣẹ o. Ẹ ṣeun gidi gan ni. Thank you so much for this.
Ẹ̀yin lẹ ṣe jù.
If I have to continue here, I'm a sort of dollar because you've been able to and I'm very, very happy as your not just on behalf of myself, on behalf of the Yorubas in Brazil, the Brazilians in Brazil, the Yoruba Brazilians.
Ẹ ṣeun mo
Thank
dúpẹ́.
you.
Lágbára Ọlọ́gbà tẹ́ bá tún pè mí, àjẹ́ yín. Pẹ̀lú ògo
We
Ọlọ́run.
thank you so much. I thank
Ẹ
you. I
ṣeun.
personally, Adeyinka Olaiya, I thank you so much for this opportunity you have given to me as a person. You have given to Brazil, to Yorubas in Brazil. Mo dúpẹ́ gidi
Ọlọ́run
gan ni.
lọ́pẹ́ tọ́ sí.
And
Ọlọ́run lọ́pẹ́ tọ́ sí.
gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ń ṣe bẹ́ ṣe ń ṣe yóò máa ju yín ṣe jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. You have doing fantastically well, and Brazilians are thanking you. I cannot ask you all their questions. You know what they are saying
Thank
here
you.
is they are so happy with you. They are so happy with this, what you have said, and I hope we're able to receive you again here very, very
Thank
soon.
you.
Very soon. You.
Okay,
Thank you
bàbá,
very
anytime.
much.
Ọlọ́run á ṣàánú wa. Ọlọ́run á dá wa sí. Ẹ ṣeun.
Ẹ ṣeun gidi gan. Wọ́n kí yín o.
Mo
Adéyanjú kí
dúpẹ́ o.
yín.
Mo
Míkálà
dúpẹ́
kí
o.
yín.
Ẹ ṣeun o. Mo dúpẹ́ o.
Ẹ ṣeun
Náà kí
gidi
mo
gan.
dúpẹ́ o. Ẹ ṣeun
Eu
o.
vou agradecer todo mundo, os brasileiros, todos que estão com a
Okay.
gente.
Mo
Conosco
dúpẹ́
aqui,
o.
Chief SOLAGBADE POPOOla, the
Mo dúpẹ́.
President Ifa Council, o Presidente
Mo dúpẹ́.
Conselho Ifa do Mundo. Estamos agradecidos. A dupla da Orisha Brasil não quinho.
Mo dúpẹ́ o.
É show. E foi uma
Ọlọ́run ló ṣe.
uau. É
Ọlọ́run
show,
ló ṣe.
sir.
Ẹ ṣeun, mo dúpẹ́.
Thank you very much, sir.
Mo dúpẹ́.
É show, sir.
Ó dàbọ̀ o.
Vamos, sir. This is fantastic. This is interesting. Ẹ ṣeun gidi gan. I use the opportunity to thank everybody that started with us. We hope to receive him here again. This is fantastic. SOLAGBADE POPOOla, adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Yóò máa ju yín ṣe. For those of you who watched the program from beginning to this moment, I also thank you. By this time next week, we'll be having another important Ifa person here. Thank you very much. And please subscribe to Adeyinka Olaiya channel. Subscribe. It's very important to support us by subscribing. I thank you so much, Mukaila Saliu. I thank you so much, Adeyinju Benga. I thank you so much, Lawal. I thank all of you for this program. Thank you very much. Till we meet again. Ẹ ṣeun.